Hello, hi, and welcome to Nostam FPL. So, like we spoke in our last podcast, we are planning on bringing an ISL video every week. So, the title would be ISL Weekly. And like the title suggests, we would be going through the entire ISL matches that happened over the week. So basically, we will be talking about the matches that happened. If any significant event happened in those matches, we'll be talking about those. And I would also be sharing our predictions for the future matches. So let's get started. So before we get started, I just wanted to say that um, we had our analytics some time back, and we noticed that a few of you guys, like 46% of the guys who watch our videos, haven't subscribed yet. So if you're one of those guys, please do subscribe because this helps us a lot. And we have a personal target of 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So please do subscribe and let's get it into the video. So I'll tell you what we'll be talking about in the video. So basically, the format of the video will be we will be talking about the significant events, and then I would suggest the key player of the match and the flop of the match. And if there is any other moment after the match that happened, we'll be talking about those as well. So let's get started. So the first match happened on the 20th of November. Yes, I do know that we are starting a bit late. We are this is 4 weeks into the 2 weeks into the ISL. My bad. 2 weeks into the ISL, but this is an idea that we came up with recently, and we thought it is better late than never. So we are starting right now. Okay, so for us, this will be the ISL week 1. Please bear with us. So the first match that would be covering would be of 20th November that happened on Saturday. The match was between Bengaluru FC and Hyderabad FC. The score was 0-0. Now, if you see the stats, if you compare the stats of this match, Hyderabad dominated the game with most of the possession, but they could not manage to take the 3 points home. As Bengaluru defense, they held very strong. Yes, I personally did watch the match. Hyderabad was dominating, like they were getting in good positions and everything, but somehow they couldn't convert those positions and everything into the while getting into the final third. So that is that. The score is 0-0. Personally, for me, the player of the match would be Franz Gonzalez. Now, if you see this guy, he's a centre back of Bengaluru FC. Now, this guy, he had the vision to see every attack that was incoming. So he was there in every position, and he basically stopped the entire attack by himself, physically and his awareness and everything. Another shout out from this match would be Aridane Santana. Like this guy created numerous chances for his team Hyderabad. He also shot a few. Those were not on target, but those were good shots. Like those were from weird angles or anything. But he did manage to give better deliveries to his teammates. But somehow his teammates could not convert. So these two would be the players of the match for me. But of them, Franz Gonzalez did better. So if I had to name one, it would be Franz Gonzalez. Now, talking about the flop of the match, there is this guy, Holy Charan Narsari. Now, he's an Indian player. He plays on the left wing. Talking about this player, he has got a lot of pace. He's very quick on foot. He has great vision and everything. But the one thing he lacks is his passing abilities. Like if you see, this guy gets good chances. Like with his pace, with his dribbling skills, he gets into good positions. But with that ability, what I feel is he should be passing those balls instead of making a shot for himself. Right. So if you watch the match, Narsari got 3 or 4 chances. He rocketed them. Like if you see the match, you might see there are his teammates that are in better positions, which would have converted into a goal. So personally, the flop of the match for me would be Holy Charan Narsari. So I'm sorry, man. That is what it is. Okay. So the first of the 2 matches that we had on Sunday, the first one was between Odisha FC and Jamshedpur FC. Now, if you see this match, the score is 2 each to both the teams. But if you have seen the match, then you might agree with me that Jamshedpur was dominating in the first half. The scoreline would have agreed as well, because it was 2-0 up for Jamshedpur in the 23rd minutes itself. But somehow they lost track, and Odisha did manage to make a brilliant comeback in the second half of the game. Now, the key players for me in this match was, there was this player like Valkis, Jamshedpur. I know he's a brilliant player. I got to know in this match itself because he striked a ball which was a miss pass from the Odisha FC defense. It was a very weird angle and he managed to net it in somehow. So that tells me what kind of striker he is and the potential he has. And hopefully, I'll be able to talk about him in the upcoming matches. Um, if you're talking about key players, I think I should also give out a mention to the Mauricio. Like he's the Odisha FC player who managed to score in the second half. Like it was very late in the second half, due to which they managed to bring in a point in the match itself. Like he scored in the 77th minute and in the injury time. So his individual brilliance is what made Odisha FC bag a point from the entire fixture. If we're talking about the flop of the flop of the match for me would be personally be TP Rainish, because this is a keeper that created a lot of hype in the first two seasons of the ISL, and the hype was very real. He was one of those keepers who used to make insane saves and anything, but somehow I think he has lost confidence in himself or something, or some other issues, but somehow he has lost that touches, does not seem to be in his prime. So what happened is in the 77th minute, I guess it was in the 77th minute. Yeah, it was in the 77th minute that he did come out of the penalty box and tried to handle the ball, which was a red card offense. So the referee did send him out. So TP Rahanesh has to perform well, because secondary keeper that came in after him did very well. So if he wants to play in the team, then he might have to buck up a little bit. So moving ahead, we have this match, Kerala Blasters FC and Chennaiyin FC. Now, if you see, I'm a fan of Kerala Blasters FC and I do want them to do better. And I don't like saying this, but Chennai did manage to dominate the entire game with Kerala Blasters. Like you should have seen Chennai play. Like they did manage to unlock Kerala defense. They were trying to attack on the counter and somehow Kerala defense was falling for it. But I don't know how the scoreline is still 0-0. I don't know how. The scoreline is still 0-0. I remember there were two goalkeeper mistakes that were made by the Kerala goalkeeper, but somehow the Kerala defenders managed to save it. So yeah, we got a point from the entire fixture. So the key event in this match would be a penalty miss that Chennai got in the 75th minute. Although in the replay, if you see, that was not a penalty foul. Like it was deliberate diving from the Chennaiyin player. I guess it was Crivello or something, but there was diving involved. But somehow the referee did not see it and he awarded the team a penalty. And it's a good thing that they did not convert. So that's that. For me, the key players in this match would be Bakari Koni, because like if you have seen the match, the goalkeeper lost the ball in a very compromising position and the goal was open. But somehow Bakari Koni, with its vision, he intercepted the ball with his striding tackle. So yeah, because of his individual efforts, we have 1 point in the bag. The flop of the match would, for me, the flop of the match is basically someone who misses a penalty. Because if you miss a penalty, the situations might be different. So for me as well in this match, it would be Sylvester from Chennai who missed the penalty. So I'm sorry, Sylvester, it is what it is. For me, in this match, you are the flop. Okay, so the next match that we have is between FC Goa and Northeast United. Now you might be wondering why I'm looking this way, because I'm reading out of my mobile phone. So that's it. So the next match is between FC Goa and Northeast United. So the score was 1-1 to both the teams. Now I must admit, the Northeast United, the composure they maintained in the entire game, that was very well. Because if you see the stats, Goa had 75% of the possession, and Northeast United, they were trying to play off the counter attack. So they did get a chance that was in the form of a penalty, and then they did manage to convert it. which Goa equalized within a few minutes. So that was pretty much the entire game. Nothing significant happened in the second half. Although the game was pretty much exciting to watch, in the first half there were no key moments. So I don't think personally there is any player that have flopped for me in this match. Although there were no significant moments in this match, there are a few key players that I would like to mention. Like Mohammad Nawaz of FC Goa. If you look at his physical stature and everything, you might have second thoughts about him, but he did manage very pretty well against Northeast United. And also shout out to Northeast United keeper Gurmeet Singh. Although he's the second keeper who came onto the pitch after the injury to the first keeper, he did manage to like make 3 or 4 saves. So yeah, a big shout to him, a shout out to him as well. So quickly moving forward, the next match we have on our hands is the match between Mumbai City FC and East Bengal FC. So I didn't think of this prediction. Like if I had predicted this last week, I would never have said the scoreline would be 3-0 to Mumbai City FC. Uh, it seems that East Bengal FC, they are trying to figure out the perfect starting 11. Most of the time, the players are looking lost and everything. So I must admit that Mumbai City FC took advantage of this, and they did yeah, manage to get an upper hand over the opponent. So the scoreline would suggest that I was right. So 3-0 it was to Mumbai City FC. Mm, yeah. So what happened was after the match, Robbie Fowler was pretty much pissed off with the performance of his players, and he did make a very controversial statement. Like he said that some of his players in his team looks like and feels like they haven't been coached before. So although he might not have meant what he said, that was quite a controversial statement because this might create tension in the dressing room, and you don't want that at the start of the season. So I don't know what has happened further, but let's see if there is any further info on that. So for me, the key players of the match would be Adam Fondre, who did score twice in the match. But for me, the star of the match would be Hugo Gomez. Now, he's a midfielder who used to play for FC Goa prior to this. He was the one who like made a solo run into the opponent's goal, and he passed so that Adam Lefondre could make a simple tap in. And in the second goal that Adam Lefondre scored, that was of a penalty, he was the one who was being fouled. So for me personally, Hugo Gomez would be the star of the match. Although there is also a big shout out to Adam Lafondre for scoring those 2 goals. If I were to mention any other player that I felt was key player, I would say it would be Amrinder, the Mumbai City keeper. Like he did manage to make 2 or 3 wonderful saves that were sure to be goals. So there is also a big shout to him. For me, the flop of the match would be Devjit Majumdar because now he's not new. He has a bit of experience. So the performance that he had in this match, like he looked out of position every time, and not to say he was the one who considered the penalty that Adam Lefondre scored. So this is not what you expect from a player of this experience. So for me, Devjit, you're the flop of the match, man. Yeah, so the next match we'll be talking about is the one that happened on the 2nd of December. This was between Hyderabad FC and Jamshedpur FC. Now, if you have seen this match, it was a match between 2 equally strong teams or equally weak teams, if you like to say, if you're a pessimist. So the match was pretty much even, but due to some bad refereeing decisions that were made, we could not get a result out of it. What decision was made, I will tell you later on. As the score suggests, it was 1-1. For me, the star of the match would be Stephen Eze because if you see, this is a central defender that is playing for Jamshedpur FC. And if you watch the match that he is in, you might see that he is a man who also helps in the Jamshedpur attack. He did manage to score twice in this match, but one of them was disallowed. The referee made a bad decision that the goalkeeper was fouled, but that was clearly not the case, and it was a very clean goal. So what that I felt it was unfair because it was a bad refereeing moment, and that was a goal that was equalizing. So that should have been a goal, but somehow it was disallowed. But this guy in the 88th minute he banged a screamer. Like he did manage to score from outside the box to the top right corner. So if you haven't seen his goal, do check out his goal. For me, the key player of this match would be Stephen Eze. So for me, the flop of the match would be once again Holichara Nazari. I would like to call him the Indian Mohammad Salah for obvious reasons. The reasons I have mentioned before. He is quick on his foot. He has great dribbling skills, but somehow he does not know how to pass, even when his teammates are in better positions. So Holichara Nazari, man, you are the flop in this match also. Okay. So quickly moving on, we'll be talking about the next match that was between ATK and Odisha FC. That happened on Thursday, the 3rd of December. Now, if you watch this match, this was not something. The scoreline is not something what you would have predicted, because ATK is in a considerable good amount of form, and Odisha they are managing pretty well. So the scoreline is basically 1-0, with ATK scoring in the scoring very late in the game. Now, what significant change happened in this match was ATK. They came up with a new formation. They tried 3-5-2 formation, which did show in their gameplay because some of the players looked out of position and some of them were not familiar in the positions that they played. So yeah, so that might be the reason why the scoreline is 1-0. If I have to talk about the key players of the match, it would be Roy Krishna because um, although some of the players were not knowing what to do, this guy being in his position, he did manage to irritate the opponent, and he did manage to get in a few shots that were saved. And in the injury time, like it was 90 plus 5 minutes, he did manage to get a header in. So that was it. So that is why he is the key player of this match, star of the match, I should say, because his solo effort has got the team point. For me, the flop of the match would be the referee. The flop of the match would be the referee because Odisha FC had equalized. No, they did not equalize. They did manage to get a lead in the 50th minute. But somehow the goal was disallowed by the referee because he felt that there was a certain push on the goalkeeper, but that was not the case. But if you see the replays, you might see that there was a handball involved, which would have awarded Odisha FC a penalty, but somehow the penalty was not given. If the penalty was given and converted, then we might have had an upset. But that was not given. So basically, that's that. ATK is going home with the 3 points. Now, the next match that we are going to talk about is between Chennai and Bengaluru FC. Now, these are champion teams. They have been champions before. We were expecting an evenly fought match. That did happen. Until the 60th minute. And even after the 60th minute, it was an evenly fought match. But one moment of indecisiveness led to the one goal that they gave away. Now, like I said, both the teams were evenly matched. Sunil Chhetri, whom we banged upon a lot, he is somehow seeming to be absent in the games that he is playing. I think he is getting used to the new team that is getting to play with. But he is the Indian captain, man. He'll be doing just fine. Now, for me, the key players of the match would be Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Now, we are not unfamiliar with this guy. He is the Indian goalkeeper, Indian national team goalkeeper. Now, he did manage to make 3 or 4 saves. Like, I'm personally a fan of him. Like, if you see his reflexes, his positioning, his awareness, and everything is on point. He did manage a lot of saves in this match. And I think he is the reason why they are keeping a clean sheet in this match. The one point that I want to speak about would be leading to the flop of the match would be Edwin Paul. Edwin Paul. Now, what he did was Bengaluru, they had the ball. He somehow went in with a very late challenge in the box. And obviously, the players make most of what they are given, and he did fall over, and a penalty was given for which Sunil Chetri converted. So the only presence I saw of Sunil Chetri in the match was when he considered when he converted the penalty. And one more mentionable thing I have to tell about the penalty is, like, if you haven't seen the penalty, you should go and watch it. He did imitate Paul Pogba with his very slow run up and everything, which irritated me a lot at first, but he converted it, so I'm good. So Edwin, you're the flop of the match for me. Um, Now I think we are done with the matches for the week. Now I'll be giving you my predictions for the week. Now I have a list of all the matches that we are going to have over the weekend, like till the next Friday. Now the first will be having Northeast United and East Bengal. Now I guess this is a match between evenly strong teams. So this would be one each for both of them. The next match is Mumbai and Odisha. So with the form, considering the form Mumbai is in, I guess Mumbai should take it home with a score of 2-1 or something. Now the next match that we will having will be between Goa and Kerala. Now I don't like to say this, but with the form Goa and Kerala is in, I think this should be going to Goa 2-0. I don't like to say this. I'm iterating it once again. Jamshedpur and ATK. That match would be evenly fought. I think that would be a draw with both the teams scoring 2 goals each. The match that we have after that would be Bengaluru FC and Northeast United. So considering the form and injuries the teams have, I think it should go to Bengaluru 2-0. After that, would be having Mumbai and Chennai facing each other. Once again, I think Mumbai would take it home. The scoreline would be 2-1. The match after that would be having East Bengal and Jamshedpur facing each other. I think I want Robbie Fowler to make some changes in his team, but I don't think this would be the match that would give them a result. So Jamshedpur will be the one emerging victorious with a score of 2-1 or something. After that, we would be having ATK facing Hyderabad. So clearly it would be 2-0 or something. I don't think Hyderabad would be having a chance. So that was the prediction for the upcoming matches in the upcoming week. I hope some of the predictions that I made come true, but let's wait and watch this football. You never know what to expect or anything. So that was it from the ISL Weekly point of view. We would be back next week covering the next week matches and obviously our predictions for next week. Yeah, pretty much everything has been covered. I would like to reiterate that if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. 46% of the guys who have watched our videos haven't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please do subscribe because it helps us out a lot and it acts as an inspiration for us to make more videos. So please do subscribe, and if you like the video, please like it. Please share it, and yeah, show us some love. Signing off for now. Bye.